Welcome back everybody for another video. Today talking about financial stress. Oh man, don't like that. Don't want to deal with any of that. Want to be free and happy. But before we get into it, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, and let's get into it. Now today, uh, many of us deal with financial stress. That can be like anxiety, financial anxiety, paranoia, just worrying. And worrying does not solve your problems. It will not help you here at all. So, besides if you're going to figure out a solution and actually execute that. But most of us are worrying and reviewing all of our stresses, and that bogs us down. It drains us. So one thing to keep in mind here is we have a financial economy, but we also have an emotional economy. So there's a regular economy out there, but then we also have our own personal economy, and that more has to do with your emotions, which affect your intelligence. And if your emotional economy is more in line, that will obviously produce better results in the physical, material, everything outside of yourself. So, relieving that financial stress will not only help you fix your bottom line, but it will help your mood, it will help your happiness. So everything kind of works hand in hand. But anyways, here are 5 ways to reduce your money stress and take control of your life again. Number 1, target what specifically is causing you stress. That may be, maybe you don't have enough money, if it's just a broad thing like that. So you need to bring in more income. There's no other way about it. You need to find another job, find another income source, quit what you're doing, work on other stuff. You have to change drastically. And what I've always realized is that we're in patterns always. So that's why you have the same old life always over again, the same old problems, the same old stresses, because whenever you get to that certain breaking point or point of when you want to what you should do to change and you don't execute it, that's because you're going back to your comfort zones. You're going back to what feels safe and okay, because that's just what you remember and know as a person. So you want to just go back to those feelings of safety, even though it's a place probably that you hate, but it's the only place so you go back there and huddle in there. So you want to target specifically what you are stressing about. It could be something like being over leveraged and you're just freaking out that you're going to be maxed out on and not be able to pay your bills, and you're going to be called on your loans. So you gotta cut that down, or whatever it is. You have to change something there, because you can't be the stress is telling you that it's too risky, it's too much for you to handle, and you're not going to be able to perform. And it could be risky investments, whatever it is, trading stocks. That's what used to stress me out always and stuff. Removing what's causing these stresses. So you may have to do something that's maybe produces, so you may have to quit it, and that's going to have you release all those negative emotions and be overconsumed by the thoughts, but that will help you produce better. That's why you need to target it, and you got to remove it, or you're going to have to improve on not being stressed over those things, so you can improve yourself and progress and become a better version of yourself. So lots better things can happen. It's the only way it's going to happen. Also, you need to be in a happy, good mood to be able to use your head correctly and have the most energy and perform the best. Okay, number 2, being realistic. So having massive ambitions is amazing, but you don't want to have things that are such high goals or whatever it is, and it bogs you down, it drains you thinking about it, because you're not there yet. So you want to have big ambitions, but how you want to think about it is you want to have desires to get there. You don't want to have you have an intention to get there to your desire, but it doesn't matter if you get there. You need to be happy where you are. You need to be happy working on your steps and you're heading towards her, and that's good. That you want to have that to motivate yourself, but you want to be realistic in your goals and what you can like do right now, and you should be more looking forward to that small little step and that small little goal. The end picture is there, but you want to be looking at only those small steps and goals so you can accomplish them and move on to the next one, because you're not going to get to you're not going to be able to jump ahead 5-10 steps at once. So there's no point of really looking at all those other steps and getting upset. You need to look at those other steps and just figure those out. Once you figure that out, you can move on to the next, and you're always thinking about those, and then eventually, before you know it, you are at that goal. So be realistic, set proper goals, and focus on those. Number 3 is maximizing your income. So you want to spend wisely, be prudent in your financial decisions, make decisions that are only going to benefit you, decisions that you have to make. That doesn't mean you don't spend anything though. You may be best to spend all your money, because if you're putting it into yourself, you're putting it into investments, that's great or whatever, but you want to spend wisely, you know what I mean? Don't jump the gun. And then cut expenses. You know, if it's a problem, you know, like your stress could be, you know, created, very well is created just from yourself. You know, it could be like you go out all the time to restaurants, and it's like if you just cut that out, like it would relieve so much financial stress, but you have to get over a new lifestyle until you can get back up and maybe start doing that all the time. So cut those expenses and then invest your savings. The only way to, our money's always depreciating, so we need to invest, we need to continue to grow our money, but that's how you can turn a small amount of money into a, you know, much larger amount of money, and actually, you know, with a smaller income or whatever, you can actually grow it and you know, get enough to have a nice retirement nest egg. Number 4 is keep things positive and optimistic. Getting drained down by thinking about, you know, where you're not and your upcoming problems of how to pay your bills or whatever, that's not going to do anything for you. So be optimistic, have a good mindset. That's the only way, again, you're going to perform correctly. And, you know, figure out how to be happy. You know, figure out how to love life simply, without anything, without wanting to have anything that you truly want to get right now. Get into the mindset of you're never going to get it. You can be in a worse position. Be super happy from what you are and work towards those goals. But be happy for where you are and what you got. So you got to stay in those moments. Okay, number 5, last one, is taking it slow. Small steps add up, and compounding is your best friend. It works with just money in general growing, and it works for your own self just doing tasks and building on skills or whatever. Taking small steps will start to grow massively. It's always slow in the beginning, but take them slow. Again, like I said, if you try to take, you know, this is what happens too when you're focused on those big goals or whatever, and not the small ones or whatever. You try to get there right away, and then you try to take some shortcut that doesn't work. That's what most people do, and then you always fail like that. So don't get caught in that. Take it slow, step by step, small goals to big goals, and that's the way to do it. You know, you got to be patient, got to go slow, even if you're way behind right now, but when you do it all correctly, it actually goes pretty fast. So one last thing to end with here. I hope those 5 steps helped. A few of them kind of intertwined together, but they're all useful. So the last thing I want to leave you with is the belief that you simply don't have enough money to put towards your goals can keep you from dealing with your financial problems. And what that means is, if you just think that like you're so far behind, you have no money, it's so bad right now, you don't do anything. You don't go and get new money where like you can go, if you're just out there hustling and happy and working towards stuff instead of being, you know, sad about where you are, a million things can happen in the world. What amount of money or stress you have right now, that could all be relieved by one simple opportunity that could give you more than you ever could imagined. So like whatever you think is hard now, or what do you think is like you don't have enough now, like everything could change. Your perspective can change, and that's the main thing too. Your perspective could be, it's your perspective. You could think, $10,000 is a lot of money. Your problem that you went through is massive. It could be nothing at all. It could be massive too, but you have to do it all the same way. You have to be happy and push forward and persevere. Be confident. Be happy. Happy again twice. All right, I think that's everything, guys. Relieve that financial stress, guys. Push forward. Achieve your goals. See you next time, and subscribe.